Goku hit the tiles first. A red-haired girl and a small white-haired one tumbled after him. Limp as broken kites, he'd seen them falling through the portal, felt their power fading, and dove, shoulders first. So they landed on him, not the ground. Stay with me, he breathed, pressing 2 fingers to each forehead. Warm ki slid from his hands. You too. The small one, Kaneko, stirred. The redhead's lashes fluttered. Goku exhaled. He'd promised Daishinkan he wouldn't change. Even after the gods turned on him, he hadn't planned to save strangers tonight. But here he was. The girl in crimson armor woke abruptly, rolled to her knees, and snapped. Don't come closer. Goku blinked. Okay, hi. She scanned the ruined courtyard, panic tugging her eyes. Kaneko, behind you, Goku said, pointing. She's breathing, but she needs more than a street. He tossed a capsule. A 2-story house puffed into existence with a pop. Inside, Kaneko slid into a regeneration pod, while the redhead glared at every step Goku took. What did you do to her? She demanded. Healed her. He sliced his own side with a blade of ki, stepped into the second pod, and seconds later emerged without a scratch. See? Her stance eased a fraction. See, you can crash in the bedroom, he said. I'll take the roof. You'll sleep up there? Guard post. He glanced at the knight, then at her. Name? She hesitated. Rias. Rias Gremory. Goku, he said, smiling. Nice to meet you. By dawn, Kaneko padded into the kitchen, sniffing at the mountain of pancakes. She looked a little unsteady but stubbornly proud. Eat, Goku said, setting plates down. You lost a lot of energy. Rias stood behind her, arms folded. Why help us? Because you were falling, Goku said simply, and because someone did the same for me once. Rias studied him. The knight had peeled something raw from his voice. You look like you haven't slept. I don't much. Easier to watch the sky, he said, then caught himself, and grinned. Coffee? Kaneko took a bite, eyes brightening. Good. Rias sighed, the edge of her suspicion softening. Thank you, Goku. Sure. She hesitated again. I misjudged you, and I never thanked you for catching us. You did now, he said. We're square. She wasn't done. What happened to you before you fell here? Goku scratched his cheek. Short version? People I trusted decided my existence, scared them. Gods, councils, rules. You know the type. He lifted his gaze. But I'm not big on revenge. I'm big on not letting it happen to anyone else. Rias lowered her eyes. 2 of my own pieces betrayed me. We were cornered. Then a dragon, the Great Red, threw us through a portal. We landed on you. Good timing, Goku said. Kaneko swallowed. Can you teach us? Rias shot her a look. Then, quietly, teach me too. Goku grinned. Now you're talking. The sky of the lookout was clear as glass when they stepped out of instant transmission. Kaneko stumbled, staring at the endless drop. Rias caught her hand. Goku opened a tall, ornate door. Hyperbolic time chamber, he said. 1 day outside, a year inside. Gravity, pressure, silence. It listens if you listen back. Rias squared her shoulders. We will. The door closed. White stretched forever. Goku's voice bounced in the emptiness. First rule, breathe. Not like a demon, like a fighter. They ran until their legs burned. Then ran more. They learned to anchor ki instead of flaring it. Rias, whose power once crashed like an ocean, learned to pour it like a river through tight stone. Kaneko, nimble as a cat, threaded energy through her limbs, until she moved without a sound. They sparred, broke, healed, laughed, argued, tried again. Goku never raised his voice, but when they flagged he said, again. And they did. 1 rest cycle. Rias sat beside him, elbows on knees. Why the roof every night? I like the stars, Goku said. That's not an answer. He looked away. Sometimes power makes people forget your name. The roof helps me remember mine. Rias leaned on his shoulder. Then I'll remind you too. Son Goku. He huffed a laugh. Thanks, Rias. When they stepped out of the chamber 2 days later, they moved like different people. Kaneko held her aura tight as a blade. Rias' crimson power hummed steady and controlled. Goku nodded once. Good. Now real air. They materialized on the tallest building in Kua. Night wind rattled antennae. Something vast stirred 2 presences that weren't trying to hide. A girl in black with eyes like a bottomless well landed on the rail. Office, she said, as if the word explained everything. A woman of impossible size circled overhead, then folded into a red-haired human form that gleamed like ruby. Great Red, she said with a teasing grin. You made it, Saiyan. Thanks for the assist, Goku said. Office peered at him. Your ki tastes like a dragon. Curious. Long story, Goku said. Short plan. Fix your world. Rias stepped forward. We need allies. You have them, said a calm voice. Grafia Lucifuge appeared with Seraphal Leviathan and Sona Citri at her side, followed by Aquino, Asia, and a white-cloaked exorcist duo, Irina and Zenobia. Ajuka Beelzebub created the current war lines. Surzech's changed. The resistance is holding, but barely. Goku nodded. Then we cut the head from the snake. Ajuka first. Seraphal's grin sharpened. I'll drive. The fortress of Beelzebub lit the horizon like a coal. Wards flared. Turrets spat lances of light. Now, Rias shouted. And the sky rained energy. Shields shrieked and sputtered out. The trio, Rias, Aquino, Seraphal, walked through fire. Ajuka burst from a cracked wall, hair singed, eyes wild. Leviathan, with them. Seraphal tilted her head. Always, she said, and kicked him through a bookcase. Rias didn't spare him a glance. We're not here to talk. Aquino smiled thinly. We never are. Ajuka summoned a raise. Seraphal erased them like chalk. Aquino's lightning slashed the floor, pinning him. Rias gathered power between her palms, dense, silent, obliterating, and Ajuka felt, for the first time in centuries, what it meant to be outmatched. Any last words? Seraphal asked. Surzech's will. No, he won't, Rias said, and the castle shook as the blast tunneled skyward, reducing the throne room to daylight. When the dust cleared, the fortress was a smoking crater. They left the army to bind the survivors and flew toward the Gremory estate. Gremory Manor, once a cathedral of pride, looked small from above. Goku stood on the front steps with Vanillana Gremory beside him, her hands trembling. You believed me? She whispered. I heard your heart when you spoke, Goku said. You didn't know. You're safe. He raised his voice. Volley, a white armor bloomed in the sky like a star. Vanishing dragon, balance breaker. Volley landed, visor reflecting Goku's grin. You get the fallen angel warband, Goku said. Leave the 4 leaders breathing. They're owed to others. Volley saluted. Roger. Goku stepped into the hall. Surzech's men surged. A breath later their weapons lay in neat lines on the floor, their owners intact but unconscious. In the courtyard, Surzech's himself hovered, aura flickering. Beside him, a red-armored boy, Issei, cracked his knuckles. The boosted gear snarled. New toy? Goku asked. Issei sneered. You're in my house, old man. Then let's keep the mess outside, Goku said, and vanished. They reappeared a mile away over Black Rock. Issei lunged, shouting boost, until the air throbbed. Goku parried, counting in his head like a patient drummer. Rias, Kaneko, and the others arrived along the ridge. Aquino folded her arms. He's having fun. Worry about us, Surzech said, cold fire coiling around his hands. Grafia stepped in front of him, magic steady as winter. Hello, my lord. Traitor, he hissed. Servant of the house, she corrected, and her circle bloomed. Lightning writhed across the plain as Volley intercepted a squadron of fallen. Asia's green light snared wounded allies and knit them whole. Irina's sword met a spear of shadow and sang. Issei screamed, armor bristling, and jammed a line of red energy toward Rias, an attempt to steal power. A blue streak flashed. Zenobia cut the tether with Durandal, ground smoking beneath her feet. Try stealing this, she said. Issei slashed back. Goku's hand clamped around the gauntlet mid-swing. A crack spider webbed across it. Here's the thing, Goku said. Power that isn't yours never fits right. Issei snarled. Balance breaker. Cute, Goku said, and pink-black light rolled over him. Super Saiyan Rosé. Lean as a blade. He tapped Issei once in the gut. The boy folded. Air gone. Another touch to the shoulder spun him. Armor screeching. Stop running. Issei choked. Running? I'm teaching. Goku's palm pressed to Issei's chest. Lesson 1. Don't point a gun you don't understand at people you shouldn't have crossed. Goku, Sona shouted from the ridge. She threw a mirror, Tsubuki's sacred gear, like a frisbee. Use it. He caught it, angled it, and fired a tight beam. The mirror drank the light, flared, and spat it back twice as bright. Issei threw up his arms. The blast knocked him end over end, armor smoking. He hit the ground and stayed there. Goku let the rosé fade. Volley? Volley dropped beside the unconscious boy. Expression unreadable. I'll deliver him to the tribunal. Drake deserves better than this. Thanks, Goku said. A howl rose from the manor. Surzech's, cornered. Rias stepped forward, her aura rising for the first time without quiver. He's mine. Goku touched her shoulder. Your house, your call. She descended slowly, boots touching stone. Surzech's watched her with something between fury and fear. Little sister, he said, this rebellion will doom our name. You already did, she replied. I loved you. You chose power over people. I choose the opposite. They clashed, crimson destruction against cold blue. Ria's control, forged in silence and pressure, held. She shifted her stance, redirected, grounded. Her next blast stripped Surzech's aura. The one after wrenched his feet from the ground. The last one cracked his power like glass. He fell to his knees. Yield, she said. He didn't answer. Grafia landed beside her, eyes steady. Bind him. We will try him. We will not become the thing we fought. Ria's hands shook. She nodded. Bind him. Across the yard, Zeoticus, pale, sweating, stumbled toward a carriage. Croca appeared in front of him in a flicker. Going somewhere now? He froze. Mercy. Tribunal, she said, and tapped his forehead. He crumpled. On the far ridge, Barraquil and Cacabiel fought like storms. Aquino's lightning crossed Barraquil's, then slid aside. She closed the distance and pressed her forehead to his. I wanted you to see me, she said, voice breaking. Not a soldier, your daughter. Barraquil looked as if the ground had given way beneath him. He dropped his weapon. I see you now. Cacabiel snarled, winging toward them. Asia lifted both hands. Stop. A radiant circle blossomed, and Cacabiel hit it like a wall, pinned and blinking. No more, she said softly. You will face judgment. Silence spread. Then cheers. Then the long exhale of a world that had been holding its breath too long. Night fell gentle. The resistance gathered on the ruined terrace. Office sipping tea as if she had always done so. Great Red sprawled like a lounging cat in human form. Seraphal taking victory selfies with an unwilling Sona, and a smirking Aquino. Folly standing a little apart, helmet tucked under his arm. Rias found Goku on the roof, of course, sitting with his legs dangling into the dark. You could have ended them, she said. I could have, he agreed. You didn't. He shrugged. Sometimes victory is stopping the fall, not pushing harder. She sat beside him. Thank you, for the roof, for the training, for trusting me with my own fight. You did the hard part, he said. I just pointed at the door. They were quiet. Wind tugged at her hair. Below, Kaneko tried to keep Office from feeding a cookie to a sleeping Great Red. Rias nudged him. What will you do now, Son Goku? He looked at the stars. I promised someone I'd come back one day and settle things. I will, but I also promised someone else I'd stick around when they needed me. Ria's cheeks warmed. Who? Goku grinned. A redhead who taught me roofs are better with company. She rolled her eyes and leaned on his shoulder again. Stay then. At least until the tribunal ends and the world remembers how to breathe. I can do that, he said, and I'll keep an ear on the sky. For gods, for friends, he said. A door opened below. Kaneko cupped her hands and called up, dinner. Rias stood and offered him a hand. Come on, roof guard. We made too much. He took it. I'm hungry. You're always hungry. Part of my charm. They headed for the stairs, the ruin-lit city humming with new, fragile hope. Somewhere far above, a faint ripple passed like a shiver through the stars, as if another door had stirred. Rias glanced up. We'll handle it when it comes. Goku nodded. Together, they went inside to the noise and the clatter and the smell of tea and curry, and the roof, for once, didn't need guarding.